Okay, so get this. Imagine, like, when you're just hanging out and this killer idea for a video pops into your head. But instead of just like jotting it down, you could actually create it right then and there. No, seriously. And that's what we're talking about today. That's what Meta is working on with this whole movie gen thing. It's all from this article we're checking out, super recent from India Today, October 5th just came out, and it's seriously next level stuff. We're talking about using AI to turn, get this, like straight up text prompts into full on videos. Like, what?
Yeah, it's pretty wild, right? The whole AI scene is just exploding. We've gone from like AI making still images, which is already kind of nuts, to now creating actual videos. It's bonkers.
Well, okay, break it down for me. How does this even work? Movie gen sounds like something straight out of Star Trek or something.
Okay, so picture this. A massive, and I mean massive, library of images and videos, right? Like everything you can think of. That's essentially what they fed this AI. And it uses something, and get ready for this, it's called a 30 billion parameter transformer model. Basically, it's like giving this AI 30 billion different ways to understand how visuals and audio work together to make a video.
30 billion. I mean, come on, that's more controls than on a frickin' spaceship. So it looks at all that stuff, all that data, and then what? How does it spit out a video?
Okay, so get this. It makes the videos frame by frame, like 16 of them every second. We're not talking just slapping together pre-made clips here. It's more like having a whole team of robot artists, each one drawing a single frame based on your instructions.
You're messing with me, right? That sounds crazy complex, but okay, I'm hooked. So let's talk features, because this article mentioned some seriously cool stuff. First up, you can make a video from nothing, like literally nothing. How detailed are we talking here? Can you give it a one-sentence prompt and get a real scene?
So yeah, the article talks about how it goes way beyond like your basic stick figure animation. We're talking objects moving around, interacting, even camera movements. Think you've got your own AI director planning out the shots.
Okay, now we're talking. That's what I want to hear. But hold on, it gets even better. They're talking about making these videos personal, like using your own pictures. How is that even possible?
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Imagine, right, you upload a picture of yourself and you tell Movie Gen, put me on stage at a rock concert, or, I don't know, have me shaking hands with Abraham Lincoln, whatever. And it can actually take your image, break it down, and plop you right into any scene you want.
Dude, that is so cool and a little creepy all at the same time. The possibilities are kind of endless, but all right, let's move on. There's one more big feature I gotta ask about. The video editing thing. You're telling me you can edit videos, like existing ones, just by typing in commands. What is this sorcery?
Yeah, no more wasting hours trying to figure out complicated editing software. You need to like remove something from the background,
Yeah.
or maybe do a dramatic zoom on your friend's face when they open a present. Just type it in, and the AI handles it. Imagine the time you'd save.
Hold up, hold up. We can't forget about the audio. This thing does more than visuals, right? It can create sound, too.
Oh, for sure. They've got a whole separate AI just for that.
Yeah.
It works with the video stuff to make background music, sound effects, even those subtle little background noises that really pull you in, like a truly immersive experience, all thanks to AI.
So, okay, I gotta ask. With all this crazy tech, are we all gonna be filmmakers now? Like, is that where we're
But right, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think that's exactly what Meta is going for here. The article mentioned they want to make this like accessible to everyone. I mean, it's still in the lab, but they're definitely aiming for a public release, like down the road. Can you imagine anyone, anywhere, making their own crazy video ideas a reality?
Dude, that's wild. Talk about leveling the playing field. But, okay, let's be real for a sec. There's always a flip side. What about the potential downsides? I mean, this thing could be used for some shady stuff too, right?
Totally. And that's something we got to talk about. Like, one of the big concerns is definitely, people using this to create fake stuff, misleading stuff.
It's like giving everyone a superpower, but no instruction manual.
Yeah, for sure. The article didn't really get into all the potential negative stuff, but they did talk about Meta's whole vision for this thing. They keep saying it's about enhancement, not replacement. Like, they see Movie Gen as a tool to help artists, not replace them.
Okay, so no robot directors replacing Spielberg just yet.
At least not yet. But it does make you wonder, right? Like, what happens to those jobs in the future? Will we all be working with AI assistants or something?
Dude, that's a whole other deep dive. Maybe we can get into that another time. But for now, let's talk about what Meta themselves said needs work, because they admitted this thing isn't perfect yet, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. They know there's still a ways to go, like with the speed and making the quality even better, and honestly making it easier to use. They even said it's not quite ready to be making Hollywood blockbusters.
So no Avatar 5 created entirely by AI.
Uh-huh. Not yet, at least. But let's be real. AI moves fast. What seems impossible today might be totally normal tomorrow.
True. Which brings us back to those big questions. But, maybe instead of freaking out about robots taking over, we should be thinking about how this tech can help us tell stories in new, cool ways. Because it's not all doom and gloom, right? There are some crazy good opportunities here.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And the article actually touched on a bunch of really exciting stuff. Like, think about education. What if textbooks could, come to life with AI videos?
Instead of just reading about history, you could watch it happen right in front of you.
Right. And it's not just history, right? Imagine any subject where you could tailor the learning, make things easier to understand, more engaging for everyone.
Oh, dude, think about kids with learning disabilities. Imagine AI generating subtitles or even sign language in real time for any video. That would be huge.
Huge. And that's just one thing, right? It could make learning so much more inclusive for everyone.
And forget education. What about entertainment? Think about all the aspiring Spielbergs out there, but without the millions of dollars in fancy equipment, what could this mean for them?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, some kid with a crazy good idea can finally make that sci-fi epic they've always dreamed of, right from their bedroom.
Talk about a whole new generation of filmmakers, but all right, let's reel it back in for a sec. Big picture stuff's cool and all, but what about right now? What's the biggest thing Movie Gen needs to, actually nail before it's ready for everyone?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I mean, yeah, there's the tech stuff, obviously. The article talk about making it faster, making the videos look even more real,
Hmm.
and just making the whole thing easier to use. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think the biggest challenge is going to be convincing people that this AI stuff is legit. Like, it's not just some gimmick.
Totally. It's got to be more than a cool party trick, right? People need to see the real value, how it can tell stories that matter.
Exactly. We got to start thinking about AI as a creative partner, something that works with us,
Yeah.
not something that's going to replace us.
Right, like finding that balance where human creativity and AI awesomeness can team up to make something really special.
And let's be real, with any new tech, there's going to be some bumps along the way,
Yeah.
things to figure out, conversations to have.
For sure. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into Meta's movie gen, what's the one thing you really hope our listeners take away from all this?
I think the biggest thing is the future of making videos. It's not about what we can imagine anymore. It's about what tools we've got. Movie Gen's just the beginning, man. This whole thing is going to blur the lines between what's real and, well, what's made by a computer.
It's going to be wild, and it's coming sooner than we think.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a crazy ride.
And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive into Meta's movie gen. We hope you guys enjoyed this little peek into the future, and maybe you're feeling inspired to go out and make your own video masterpiece. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.